So, I actually been procrastinating on making this video. I figured I'd make it today to talk to you guys about Devil May Cry 5. Why I'm excited for Devil May Cry 5 and why I really cannot wait for it to come out next year, and what I'm hoping they explain the Devil May Cry 5 and all that. So pretty much this is going to be my whole Devil May Cry 5 long awaited, should have been done months ago, right after E3, Devil May Cry 5 full discussion video. I have to warn you guys, this video may be long-winded, so it may be a few minutes of a long-winded video. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Get notified whenever I make new content. I do stream on a regular, mostly on Twitch, so be sure to go follow my Twitch channel down in the link description box below, which I do stream on a regular on. And be sure to subscribe if you're new here to be notified whenever I make new content, and turn on the notification bell, notified in your email, in your sub box or email, whenever I make a new video or upload a new video. But today we're going to be doing a long-awaited Devil May Cry 5 full discussion video that I should have did months ago around E3, but I didn't. So without further ado, today we're going into the Devil May Cry 5 discussion video. Like I said, today we're going to be discussing Devil May Cry 5 and why I'm excited for it, what I hope to get out of it when it releases, what I hope they explain, pretty much the full-on discussion video, me discussing on why I am so excited for Devil May Cry 5, what I'm hoping they explain. This is going to be anything like a trailer announcement, that's just me discussing on why I'm excited for Devil May Cry 5. Now, a little backstory has to be given. Devil May Cry 5, I did know it was in production years ago, thanks to another YouTuber that goes by the name Neo Game Sparks. Link to his channel below. If you don't know about him, go check him out. He's the black kid that I've been watching ever since YouTube even became a thing where you could actually make money out of it. I've been watching Neo since way back when he had his made his original channel. It was based on a Digimon name. Yeah, I've been watching Neo for years since he was a little squirt of what he is today. So yeah, Neo had broke news about Devil May Cry 5 possibly being in production about 3 years ago, when he posted that Johnny and Bosch got a picture of him and the voice actor of Dante in mocap suits, and saying, "Oh, at work in mocap suit." Something. There was some picture on Instagram that Johnny took down, shit like that. So people had already been speculating that Devil May Cry 5 was in production, shit like that. So I already knew it was coming, which is why my previous videos, links for upload to those as well, that I made last year, saying Devil May Cry 5 is probably most likely a thing. I said it before, and that's the reason I'm saying it. It's mostly thanks to Neo. So Neo, thank you for dropping that scoop. Full credit goes to him for dropping this scoop 2 years ago, back in 2016. Yeah, 2015, 2016. He was the one that dropped it. So yeah, Devil May Cry 5. I'm super excited that it's finally been announced for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I kind of hope they later on decide to do a Switch version of the game, but right now there's no word on if they're going to make a Switch version. I think it would be retarded of them not to make a Switch version of the game, because look, anything on the Switch actually sells like hotcakes, and actually people buy things on the Switch. So I think it would be perfect. The Switch would be perfect for Devil May Cry 5. But that's neither here nor there. So that's neither here nor there. But we're going to get into pretty much discussing why I'm excited. Now, the main reason I'm excited for Devil May Cry 5 is because this is a return to the original DMC series. We haven't seen a true entry in the mainline DMC series really since DMC4 way back in 2008, 2009. We have not seen a true mainline entry since almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. 10, 11 years. We haven't seen a true entry and true main entry in the Devil May Cry series. I mean, we had this reboot, but that wasn't really, I don't like to consider that a true Devil May Cry game, because it was a piece of trash, and my one friend likes it, which, like I said, I'm okay with that. I'm okay if you like the DMC reboot, more power to you. It didn't appeal to me. If you like it, like my friend that talks with me on stream, how he liked it, good on you. I wasn't one that really got into the reboot, just because it felt like a betrayal to the main series to me. And like I said, I already knew that it was Capcom that did it, not Ninja Theory and shit like that. Capcom kept pushing Ninja Theory to all that. But like I said, if you like the reboot, good for you. I didn't. But Devil May Cry 5 is a true entry in the Devil May Cry series that we haven't got in years, and it's got me really, really excited to see where they go with this new Devil May Cry game. It's going to be really excited to see where they go with it. I mean, I'm hoping we see more elaborated on Nero's character, because I'm glad Nero is back. I'm glad we're getting him in another Devil May Cry entry. This is the first time, really since DMC. This is the first time since like any Devil May Cry game we got a returning main character from a previous Devil May Cry main entry game in the next game. I mean, sure, Dante's been in all of them because it's mostly Dante's story, but we really haven't got any like characters that have had returning entry in each Devil May Cry game. It's the first time you have a character from the previous game returning in the sequel game. So that's really cool that Nero's back. I kind of at first didn't like Nero's new design, but it's kind of grew on me after a while. I mean, I kind of miss him having the long hair and shit, but his new design isn't bad. I like it. It's really cool. I like it. I mean, I like his new design. It's cool. I like how they modified his arm too. I mean, I know in the trailer we see him get his Devil Bringer arm cut off and stuff like that, and we see him now learning how to use a new mechanical arm, because I'm guessing people were saying in the trailer like Virgil was the one that cut off his Devil Bringer arm to get the Yamato out of him and shit like that, and use the Yamato, get the Yamato back and start using it. I'm kind of cool with that. I'm liking how they added a new mechanic for his robotic arm, where it can do different mechanics than what it did in previous Devil May Cry entries. Because one thing I didn't like about Devil May Cry 4 is that Nero's arm really only had one thing. It yanked and grabbed people, and that's all it really did. I'm liking that they're adding different mechanics to Nero's arm, such as him being able to stop time with it now, do different mechanics. That's really cool. Do a rocket punch. I like that. I like they're adding new variety to Nero's mechanics. I like that. What else I'm kind of hoping is that Virgil just isn't a slapped on later on character, where Virgil you pretty much play through both the previous characters' stories. And Virgil is just a thing that's tacked on last minute, and like how it is here in Devil May Cry 3, and how it is in Devil May Cry 4, where Virgil didn't really have his own unique story to it. That's one thing I will say, like I said in my previous video, I will give the reboot that he gave Virgil his own unique story and own unique levels. I was kind of glad about that. That was a problem the mainline entry series had, is that Virgil never really had his own levels and own set story. It was always a retexture of you playing as Virgil and the already set story of other characters, and you just rehashing their story as Virgil, and his no unique levels, no unique nothing, just a thing, and only thing different is the opening cutscene and ending cutscene. It's pretty much just you might as well be playing as Dante just in a Virgil skin, or Nero and Dante in a Virgil skin as in Devil May Cry 4. I'm really hoping in Devil May Cry 5 they actually, for the first time in a mainline entry, actually give Nero, I keep saying I want to say Nero, actually give Virgil his own story. Give Virgil his own story. Give Virgil his own unique levels. Give him everything that's unique to him, and let us see the story through his eyes, and levels through his eyes, and what happened in the story through Virgil's eyes, rather than it just being a retexture of, say, Dante's story, or a retexture of Nero's story. Let us truly be Virgil's story. Let us be Virgil's story. Let us see how Virgil plays. Let us see how Virgil does everything in his story. I mean, I want to see levels from Virgil's perspective, like things like levels that can only be done in Virgil's set way in his story and shit like that. I would love to see that in this mainline new entry, not just a retexture of, say, somebody else's story as Virgil. I'm hoping they do that. Give Virgil his own unique story. We already know Virgil's going to be a playable character in it, so I just want to see him with his own set story this time around. Now, as far as Dante goes, I'm really hoping they keep to his quirkiness from Devil May Cry 3 and 4, and still allow him to do some of the things he would do in 3 and 4, allow him to fucking fight the way he would in 3 and 4, pretty much keep Dante true to his essence, which I'm pretty sure they will, but I have nothing new to say about adding the Dante. I mean, it would be cool if we could use the bike in the game, but that's nor here nor there, but still, I would still maybe be able to use the bike. But yeah, Dante don't really dare need to improve anything upon him. So yeah. Those are some of the key ones I want for it. Now, as far as the level design goes, I'm liking where they're going with it. I would like to see some more enemy varieties than the set rehashed enemy varieties from all the other levels that are like in later levels. I would like to see more enemy variety in Devil May Cry 5. I mean, that's one thing that Devil May Cry series kind of lacks is enemy variety, because the enemy variety kind of gets repetitive after a while. I understand it's not like a big open world game, it's a hack and slash first and foremost, so they really don't have too many enemy varieties in the hack and slash. But at least like to change up enemy varieties in like later games and shit like that. Other than that, it's like I really don't know what much else to say about Devil May Cry 5 besides I'm really excited for it. I mean, it's good to have Devil May Cry finally actually coming back. It's cool that Virgil is going to be playable, maybe with his own unique story this time around. And it's just cool to see all this new stuff with Nero, how his arm is going to work, stuff like that. I mean, it's just really cool, and I just can't wait for it next year when it drops. I mean, it's Devil May Cry 5 is my #1 pickup. Oh, one thing I do want to say is that I'm really hoping we get a collector's edition for Devil May Cry 5, because we get a collector's edition announced for Devil May Cry 5 next year when it releases. It will be a day one pickup for me. It will be a day one pickup. I'll pick up the collector's edition. What I'm hoping the collector's edition is more of a figure of like Nero with his robotic arm, or like a figure, or like just Nero's robotic arm in like its own little thing, or just like I said, a figure of Nero's robotic arm for Devil May Cry 5. Nero with his new robotic arm. I would love for that to be the figure, because let me tell you something. Ever since I saw Nero in his new design, and I saw that robotic arm, I always thought how cool that would be to have in a figure. So I'm really hoping Devil May Cry 5 collectors can come with some kind of figure. A steelbook case. Of course, all collectors can come with steelbook cases. But a steelbook case, a figure of Nero with his robotic arm, and a sound, and maybe a music soundtrack to the game. Of course, I would love a music soundtrack. Devil May Cry 5. Oh yeah, and also while we're on the topic of music, before I end the video, I like to add more music variety to Devil May Cry 5. That's one thing I really don't like about some of the older mainline entries of Devil May Cry games, that there really wasn't too much variety in music. The music especially in 4, was pretty much the same old melodies over and over and over and over and over again, and they really didn't have too much variety of different music in the Devil May Cry series. So, I mean, that's another thing the reboot kind of fixed, is that the reboot did have a different variety of music for each level and shit like that. I kind of hope they do add more variety of music for Devil May Cry 5. I just don't want the same music over and over again, where it's just maybe a remix, different version of the main song in the game. I want them to add like different music to the game, to where it's like, oh, you have this different music for this certain stage, this different music for here, this different music for there, and they add different music for each stage in the game. It's not just the same melody, just remixed in a different way for different parts of the game. I'm really hoping they add a big variety of music in it, because I love the music in Devil May Cry, and especially the main entries. But that's one of my complaints, that it didn't really have too much of a different variety of music. The music was pretty much a remix of the main theme in different stages. So I would love for them to add a different variety of music to the next Devil May Cry 5 game. I mean, yeah, I would love that. But other than that, that's just really all I have to say about me wanting a Devil May Cry, about what I want in Devil May Cry 5. I mean, it's, like I said, I'm so excited that it's finally announced. It's coming next year. We don't know when next year, but we know it's early 2019. I'm happy it's finally a thing, and I'm happy that next year we will get to play Devil May Cry 5 on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, we'll have to continue picking up on those PC, because PC Master Race and mods, But yeah, I'm actually really can't wait for it. So yeah, this has been me, UncleShal, saying why I'm excited for Devil May Cry 5. If you're new here, like I said, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and just turn on notifications for when I upload my videos. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch to get notified of when I'm streaming, and come to the stream. I stream a variety of games like Devil May Cry and Kingdom Hearts and all the other good jazz. So until next time, people, this is me, UncleShal, saying God bless, take care, and I hope to catch you guys in my next video, whatever I make. Peace out.
She